The general plan is a document that's going to guide the future of our communities. It's a tool that we use to envision what our future could be, and being able to be all-encompassing and bringing people together to plan that future as one. The Board of Supervisors are embarking on an effort that is going to set the pace for what the future looks like as we start to just really start to remove barriers that leads to racial injustice. But we want to do that inclusively with our community sitting at the table to make sure that we're not missing the pieces that's so important to individuals' lives.
Communities in our county, including here, restricted African Americans from living there and forced them to live on the outskirts where services were less. We want our plan to correct the harms that were done by these policies.
Environmental justice is about just that. It's justice for all and making sure that everyone within our collective Contra Costa has the same access to making sure that they are able to breathe the clean air and to be provided access to health care.
As a community leader, I find that it's a really difficult thing to do, but a very important thing to do, to dismantle systemic and institutional racism. The good news is that this general plan does the first step, which is acknowledge that it exists, and then it goes well beyond that. So to me, implementing this general plan with all of its environmental justice goals, activities, policies, it means that Contra Costa County is giving a huge step toward dismantling that racism and that discrimination that has existed for far too long.
We stand here with the refinery on one side, and on the other side you have a housing development that's just so very important that we don't put any more negative impacts on those, but that we start striding towards making sure that the economic base that it brings, we continue that, but not putting people's health at harm.
Environmental justice means that everyone in a community has an equal chance to grow up healthy, to live, work, play in a place that is not disproportionately impacted by pollution. It means that children in our low-income neighborhoods and low-income school districts no longer have to carry inhalers with them wherever they go just to deal with their asthma, caused by a facility nearby. We need to do better, and today this environmental justice element and how it's been weaved throughout the general plan is a huge opportunity for the county to reverse some of the racism and discrimination that has been baked into former plans. I'm really excited about this aspect of the new general plan.
Environmental justice is a tool that we have to assure that people have access to clean air, to health care, that they have the access to be out in an environment where they could live, work, and play within an environment that is not going to disproportionately put them in a place where those resources are not available.
We want our general plan to correct the racist policies and the impacts of those racist policies that have affected development and communities in our county, like this one. The real property described above shall never be occupied, used, or resided in by any person not of the white
or Caucasian race, except in the capacity of a servant or domestic employee thereof, as such a white or Caucasian owner, tenant, or occupant.